Welcome to this Writing, Reading, and Speech Assistance Area presentation about writing scholarship and transfer essays or personal statements. Before you write, you should thoroughly research the school or program you are applying to. Know it well. Many schools and scholarships ask for either an essay or a personal statement. These may be different labels for the same sort of writing. Reread all the prompt or prompts. Ask yourself, what am I being asked to write about? Some schools and scholarships require more than one essay or statement, or may offer you a group of prompts to choose from. Make sure you read all of them before choosing. As a transfer student, it is especially important to know about the school and program you are wanting to transfer into. Be able to speak specifically about what courses the school offers you for your educational and career goals. There are fewer transfer students than freshman applicants, which means your transfer application often will be given more time and attention by the admissions counselors, and it may be read by someone in the department or program you are applying to. Research the organization or company that is offering the scholarship and make sure you understand what the scholarship is to be used for, and be aware of any reciprocal activities or requirements. Read the questions carefully. Are you being asked to write a personal narrative of some kind? Are you being asked to describe some non-academic activity or qualification you have? Reread the prompt or prompts with a pencil in hand and underline each thing you need to address in your writing. Make note of the word count, if there is one. If the prompt says 500 words, send in an essay of 500 words. This does not mean your first draft will be these lengths. It may be 1,000 words. It is important to remember that it is generally easier to delete unnecessary language and information as you edit than it is to add important information later on. Be prepared for your brainstorming and drafts to be messy and long. Transfer essays are different from freshman application essays. You are an experienced student now. Keep this in mind as you write. Transfer essays may ask you to talk about your time at COD. Be positive about your time here and what you've learned. How have you grown as a student? How has COD prepared you for upper level work? Be able to discuss your time here and how it's helped to prepare you for doing whatever you're going to do at your chosen school. And if possible, mention any courses or faculty who have helped you along the way. Be clear about why the program you are applying to is a good fit for you and how their school or program can benefit you. The range of prompts for scholarship applications can be broad and varied. You may be competing against thousands of other students or a few hundred. Scholarship essays may ask you more personal questions to get to know who you are. They may ask you to relate particular kinds of experiences and to explain how their scholarship will help you achieve your goals. Or they may ask about aspects of your life outside of academics, like citizenship, leadership, and volunteer work, and your personal values. In the next slides, we will talk about brainstorming strategies. They are particularly helpful to think through the more personal prompts often associated with scholarship essays. Now that you have researched your school or scholarship and have carefully read and parsed the prompt or prompts, you are ready to tackle your essay or statement. Do not be overwhelmed by a blank screen or page. Here we will introduce you to personal inventories, brainstorming, and drafting strategies to get you going on your thinking and writing. Personal inventories have many uses, but here we use them as a way to jumpstart your writing. These particular questions on this slide come from an inventory on the University of Illinois website. The website lists many more. We have included the link on the reference pages below. Take a minute to read through these strategies and questions. The idea is to write 2 to 3 sentences in response to each question, or to pick the ones you think will help you address the prompts you need to write about. You want, ideally, to begin with a sense of plenty for your writing, so this initial writing is a place you can overwrite and go out on limbs. The important thing about brainstorming is not to censor what you write down. Nothing is too trite or crazy. We have listed a few suggestions on this slide, but there are many more. The smallest thing or idea or memory may be the thing that leads you to a beginning for your essay. Were you the kid who took your alarm clock apart to see how it worked? The kid who had the biggest bug collection on the block? Brainstorming, like writing the personal inventories, is to help you create a field of writing to work with. You can also brainstorm from the prompt. To do this, highlight each part of the prompt as we have done here, and write them on a separate sheet of paper. Then begin to write down everything that comes to mind from these words or phrases. For the first, reasons for transferring, the list might begin with, COD is a 2-year college. I need to go to another university to get a degree. All my friends are at University Y. Whatever the reasons are, write them down. It's important to remember they will not all be in your final essay, but writing them out will help you clear the way to the most important reasons you are transferring from COD and to School X. Drafting your essay, reread the prompt and reread all of your brainstorming or personal inventories and any other writing you have done. As you read, circle or underline the most important things you think you may need to include to address the prompts, and use these to begin your essay or personal statement. Remember, you are telling your story, so think about your first draft as a story. The story of why you're moving from one school to another, or the story of why you fell in love with astrophysics or nursing. Revising your first draft. It is really important to have others read and listen to your draft, and it is important to show them the prompt so they know what you are trying to write. Listen to what they say and the questions they have. Often as writers, we know what we want to say and assume it is easily understood, or that readers share more background knowledge with us than they actually do. Use their questions or misunderstandings to highlight areas where you have assumed too much or have not been complete in your explanations. Remember to take the time to parse or highlight the parts of your essay that correspond to each part of the prompt to make sure you have addressed everything you need to address in your essay. Then see where you are in the word count. Too few? Too many? Just right? When you have problems. If you have not written about one part of the prompt, go back to your brainstorming or personal inventory for ideas to help you rewrite or add needed information. Your brainstorming and personal inventory writing will be a good source for revisions and additions. If you reread your essay and find a negative slant to your essay, try to reframe your point of view. If you have too many words, take a look at the sample essay that follows to see some strategies for editing your work down to an appropriate word count. Here is the prompt for a transfer essay we saw earlier in the presentation, along with the word count. Notice the highlighted parts of the prompt. The writer will need to address all 3 of these in an essay. Take a moment to read through this essay. Here is a draft written in response to our prompt. The writer has highlighted the parts of the essay which address directly or indirectly the 3 parts of the prompt. Notice the highlighted areas are all over the place. There is some organizing to be done to put her reasons for transferring, her preparation, and her goals together. In a longer essay, you might be able to have a looser organization, but in 250 words, things need to be thoughtfully and tightly organized. Also notice there is a lot of text not highlighted at all. These are the areas to look at first to begin editing things out. Since this first draft is 339 words, too long, the writer is going to have to find a way to focus on the most important things and edit out what is unnecessary. But moving things around and editing words out are not the only things that are needed here. There is also some reframing to be done. The writer does not want to call attention to what CCC does not offer, or that she needs to go to a 4-year university because her time is up at CCC. She wants to focus on what she has gained and why University U is the place for her. She also needs to state her goals more clearly and to demonstrate more specific knowledge about University U. So here's revision 1. The first thing our writer did was to tackle the organization. She cut and pasted her draft to move the light-colored areas together to see what is there. Our writer decided to follow the order of the prompt, but this is not always necessary. It all depends on what you want to call attention to and what the prompt is asking. In this case, our writer wants to highlight why University U is the school for her and why she knows this. After putting all the reasons for transferring together, we see the writer has gone back to her brainstorming and added important information about why University U is a place she wants to transfer to. She has included her visits and what she knows about the school and how its program and in particular, the work of one professor fits with her goals and interests. She has also turned a reason for transferring into a goal to better fit what she is saying. Next, our writer has condensed and specified her preparation at CCC. She has taken out references to things CCC does not offer and focuses on what she has gained by being here and how those things have made her a better student. Our writer condenses and focuses her goals based on what she has said in her description for her reasons for transferring to University U. But, as you can see, if you take a moment to read this essay, it is still 275 words and too long. So, what to edit out? First, as our writer reread her essay, she was looking for what to cut. The first was unnecessary or duplicated information. So the first sentence and a half were edited out. She does not need to introduce her essay with this statement. She trusts that University U will know she has come to the decision because she is applying to their program. Second, she has edited out unnecessary phrases like as a barista and part-time because they contain duplicated information. She has already said part-time once, and she has said she works in a coffee shop. It is not necessary to say barista too. This may seem like splitting hairs, but when you need to count every word has to count. Either of these ways of describing her work identifies the things she wants the admissions people to know, that she worked while she was a full-time student. The next thing our writer focused on were places where she could eliminate passive voice constructions and phrases which can be stated more directly. The phrase I have taken becomes I took, and the phrase which has allowed me to becomes allowing me to. All of these make more direct statements and remove words from her word count. The revision here now is only 230 words, 20 words below the 250 limit, which gives the writer a little room to tweak and add information if she needs to. She may want to reiterate her goals more specifically at the end, or to say something about what she can contribute to the university or the population she hopes to serve in her work after graduation. Before you click or print and send, take the time to reread your essay. Ask someone you trust to proofread it as well. This essay is representing you. Take the time to get it right in every detail. One misspelled word, missed by spell check, one unpunctuated sentence is going to make a negative impression on your reader. Pay attention to punctuation, tense, agreement, tone. And if you have questions about any part of your essay or personal statement, please come into WRSA where we can help you through the whole process. We have provided some links to a few of the many online resources available to help you write your personal statements. Thanks for listening.